Good afternoon, Mr. Wozniak. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down with us. We currently are doing a series of inspirational videos for young engineers to show them how some of the greatest innovators got where they are today. I've read in several articles that in the early 70s, before Apple was even an idea, never intended to start your own business.
That's true. I was working for Hewlett Packard making what was at the time pretty advanced calculators. I loved the concept that you could use the keypad to enter the information you wanted to show up on the little screen. And I started coming up with the idea that that's what computers should be. Up until that point, most computers were large boxes with switches and LED lights on them. They weren't very user friendly, but at the time, they didn't need to be. The only people using computers were large businesses and universities. After designing a keyboard from an old typewriter and a video interface for a television, we started creating a computer that, if you typed on the keyboard, the letters and the symbols would display on the screen. This was huge, but it wasn't a very pretty machine, being as I put it together with spare parts. At that time, it was a proof of concept, and I did it for myself. It wasn't until Steve Jobs suggested that we sell them to the Home Brew Club that I started to realize I may be in breach of contract with Hewlett Packard. I was very loyal to the company because I always saw myself as being with the company for the rest of my career. So I set up an appointment with the bigwigs and showed them my computer. Their response was not very receptive. I remember one very key phrase from the meeting that I chuckle about from time to time. They said to me, "You say these computers would be for anyone to use. What would ordinary people want with computers?" It was at that moment that I realized that my vision went beyond the short-sighted views of the company that I was dedicated to. And it also legally freed me up to sell the Apple I computer without breaching my contract. That was the turning point in my life and also the moment that the world would change forever. If that meeting had gone any other way, who knows what Hewlett Packard would have done with my idea. But I know that we would not have made the Apple II, the Macintosh, and then eventually the iPhone. Every development in technology over the past 40 years, in my eyes, has rooted back to that moment.
So, what advice do you have for our young engineers?
Don't ever let anyone tell you that your idea is crazy. It is the dreamers that change the world.
That is great advice. Thank you for your time, Mr. Wozniak.